Hello, my name is Valerie, and today I'm going to be talking about the new releases I'm looking forward to in 2017. I've never really done a video on new releases before because I tend to read a lot of what I guess they call backlist books. The vast majority of the books I read did not come out within the last year or two. I think The Girl on the Train was maybe the only relatively new book that I read last year. But recently I saw a few videos from other booktubers talking about new releases they were looking forward to, and it occurred to me that I don't really even keep up with what books are coming out, and that maybe there were some books coming out that I would be excited about. So I did some research and found some books coming out in 2017 that I am very excited about, and I don't know if I'll get to them this year, but I hope I do, so I thought I would go ahead and tell you about those. So the first book I'm looking forward to in 2017 is The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Alire Saenz. So I read another book by this author, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, last summer, and it was in the top 5 of my favorite books that I read last year, if not my favorite book that I read last year, which is saying something because I don't read a lot of YA typically. I mainly read it on a whim because Lin-Manuel Miranda did the audiobook, and I'm so glad I did because it was absolutely fantastic and moving and beautiful, and just really I felt captured what it's like to be a teenager, among a lot of other things. So I'd heard that Benjamin Alire Saenz had other books available, but I haven't gotten to any of them yet. But this new book is coming out on March 7th, and it said on Goodreads that it's about a high school senior named Sal who is questioning everything and realizing he no longer knows himself. And it says that this humor-infused, warmly humane look at universal questions of belonging is a triumph. So it sounds like it's kind of the same themes as the other book of his that I read. So if it's anything resembling the other book of his I read, then I'm sure I will enjoy it immensely. So I'm very much looking forward to that, which comes out on March 7th. The next book I'm looking forward to in 2017 is The Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane by Lisa C., which comes out on March 21st. This is another book where I've read another book by that author. I read her book Snowflower and the Secret Fan, which was very popular, at least on Goodreads, for a while there. I finally got around to reading it, and I'm a bit torn on this book because I loved Snowflower and the Secret Fan, but I cried like a lot, so I have a feeling that this book will be the same, in that I will cry a lot. But it was very good, and I like, getting to read books that take place in other countries and other cultures. I read the Goodreads description on this book, and it sounds like it's about a Chinese woman and her daughter who she gives up for adoption, and the daughter ends up getting adopted by a well-off couple in California. And I guess it kind of shows what their lives are like once she's kind of grown up and I think is in high school or something. So I think it'll be a really, really interesting look at, family and international adoption and things like that. So, like I said, I'm torn on it because I'm sure it will be fantastic, but I'm probably going to cry, like, a lot. So that is The Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane, which comes out on March 21st. The next book I'm looking forward to is How to Be a Boss, A Guide to Conquering Life by Lilly Singh, which comes out on March 28th. You may know Lilly as Superwoman on YouTube. She's a very, very popular YouTube star. I only discovered her videos about a year ago, and I just love her infectious energy and positivity and humor, and so I'm very excited to read a book by her. It sounds like it's going to be fantastic, so that's really all I need to know, is that it's by Lilly Singh, and it's a guide to conquering life. So I'm very excited for that, and that comes out on March 28th. The next book I'm looking forward to is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. This is the same author as The Girl on the Train, which I read last year via audiobook and loved. So I'm very excited that she's coming out with a new book this year. This comes out on May 2nd. So I was going to try to summarize the Goodreads description that it had, but I don't think I could do a better job of summarizing it, especially when I haven't read the book yet, so I'm just going to read what it had on Goodreads here, which sounds very interesting. So it says, a single mother turns up dead at the bottom of the river that runs through town. Earlier in the summer, a vulnerable teenage girl met the same fate. They are not the first women lost to these dark waters, but their deaths disturb the river and its history, dredging up secrets long submerged. Left behind is a lonely 15-year-old girl. Parentless and friendless, she now finds herself in the care of her mother's sister, a fearful stranger who has been dragged back to the place she deliberately ran from, a place to which she vowed she'd never return. So I think it sounds really interesting, and Girl on the Train blew my mind, so I'm very, very excited for Into the Water, which again comes out on May 2nd. The next book that I am excited about is The Graves of Fine and Private Place by Alan Bradley, which comes out on September 21st. This is the 9th book in the Flavia de Luce series, which I am a huge fan of. It's one of my favorite current series at the moment. I know I've mentioned these books many times on my channel, but just in case you've missed it, the Flavia de Luce series is a mystery series that takes place in 1950s England, and the main character, the main detective, is an 11-year-old girl who is precocious and a genius at chemistry. And she's one of my favorite characters right now in books. Like, I just love her. I just love how she's an 11-year-old girl who does chemistry and, you know, lives in the 1950s and just does her own thing and is independent, and it's wonderful. So even though this is the 9th book in the series, I've actually only read through book 4. I have 5 and 7. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get through the other books before 9 comes out in September. And even if I don't, you know, I'll just go ahead and get 9 and then I'll get to it when I get to it. But it's one of my favorite series that's out right now, and I'm so excited that he's still writing them, because when I first started reading the series, I saw something online that acted like he was only going to go through book 6, or like his original contract was only for 6 books. So I'm thrilled that he's on book 9 and still going. So I'm very, very much looking forward to that one coming out in September. And the last book that I'm particularly looking forward to in 2017 should be no surprise once you hear what it is. It is the first book in a new series by Jasper Fforde. The book is called Early Riser. His website says it's coming out in 2017, but it doesn't have a specific date listed, so I'm guessing like the end of 2017. From what I've seen on his website, it looked like the book was maybe supposed to come out last year, but now it's coming out in 2017. Unfortunately, Jasper Fforde has a habit of starting new series before he finishes his old ones. I read a book of his last year or year before called Shades of Grey, not to be confused with 50 Shades of Grey, and it came out in 2009, and he still hasn't released the sequel or the prequel that he was going to write as well. So, to be honest, I would have much preferred a sequel to Shades of Grey, but I will never complain about the release of a Jasper Fforde book. So he's one of my favorite authors at the moment, and I'm thrilled that he's releasing any book. So his website said that Early Riser is going to take place in an alternate universe, which most of his books do. And in this alternate universe, it's a world where humans hibernate regularly, like during the winter. Except there are some people who stay awake to protect the people who are hibernating. And then the blurb on his website then says, John Worthing is new to the job. Straight out of the academy, he is stranded in Sector 12, the far-flung region that is the first line of defense against villains in the Winter Volk. It's cold, he owes a favor to a man who's gone missing, and he's having dreams, and always of the same thing. A woman on a beach towel under a parasol. Trouble is, he's not meant to dream. And when they start to come true, he begins to question just what's real and what isn't. So I think that sounds like a really interesting concept for a new series, and I'm excited to read it. I'm hoping it does actually come out this year. Like I said, I'll read anything by Jasper Fforde, so I'm very excited to get an official date on that one. So those are the books I'm most looking forward to being released in 2017. Let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to any of these, or if there's any other books, maybe by your favorite authors, that you're particularly looking forward to. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.